This is Nimasa This Week, the official mouthpiece of the Nigerian maritime sector, the New Year's Day edition of our show. Hello and welcome. My name is Ireti Olado. Now, Happy New Year to each and every one of you out there. It is indeed a delight and privilege to be broadcasting this show to you today. Now, on behalf of the entire staff of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, as well as the entire crew at the Nimasa This Week studios, we're wishing you a happy new year. We pray that you experience only the very best of 2015. Now, if you didn't do so already, the beginning of the year is a great time to take stock, reevaluate in order to make proper projections into the future. And that is exactly what we will be doing today on our show. The year 2014 was truly an eventful one for the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, and indeed the entire maritime sector. Under the dynamic leadership of the DG of Nimasa, Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobolokemi, the shipping industry witnessed a significant increase in both human and infrastructural development and the effective implementation of the agency's core mandates. Flag and port state duties, as well as the agency's enforcement capabilities, also received a shot in the arm in the year 2014, what with the public-private partnership initiative of the agency. Now, one of the landmark accomplishments of the agency is the attainment of the full domain awareness of our maritime environment with the establishment of Nimasa Satellite Surveillance Center. Now, this facility has gone a long way in contributing to the agency's success in keeping our waterways safe. Now, starting from this week, we will be bringing you a three-part series in which we will be reviewing some of the major stories that made the headlines in the outgoing year 2014. Now, don't go away, because Nimasa This Week will be back after the break. Today on Nimasa This Week, we will begin the review of the year 2014 with this story that gladdened the hearts of many maritime stakeholders and practitioners. Yes, we're referring to the reappointment of Dr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobolokemi as the DG CEO of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, by the President of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR. Conveying this appointment, the Honorable Minister of Transport, Senator Idris Umar, stated that Dr. Akpobolokemi's reappointment was in recognition of his outstanding performance as the DG CEO of Nimasa over the last 4 years. Now, our very able correspondent, Rachel Ubani, gave us that story.
On assumption of office about 4 years ago, Ziakede Patrick Akpobolokemi was given one mandate by President Goodluck Jonathan in line with his principal agenda of national economic transformation. The task was simple and clear: to transform the Nigerian maritime sector. Realizing the onerous task before him, Ziakede Patrick Akpobolokemi, together with his management team, crafted a 4-point agenda strategically designed to tackle the capacity gaps in the maritime sector and, most importantly, fast-track the development of the maritime sector towards growing the Nigerian economy. His efforts resulted in a new wave of improved maritime safety and security, creating an enabling environment for maritime business, a remarkable development that has been widely acknowledged by the International Maritime Organization and maritime stakeholders.
Contrary to the impression that a lot of people, especially the maritime stakeholders, had initially after his appointment as the DG of Nimasa, that he would not be able to perform or be efficient on the job, he had actually done a lot of things that had convinced a lot of people that he can actually get the job done.
Under Akpobolokemi's watch, priority attention was given to both infrastructural and human capital development, a feat which earned him more commendation from industry players.
I'm not somebody who praises, but let's give the dues to those that. He's the first DG that came to ISA on resumption of office, came to us come and say, let us work together. He's doing what's supposed to be done to improve all the rot. It's not the one that caused it. He has done well.
Ziakere Patrick Akpobulukemi's capacity building efforts have also been displayed in the setting up of institutes of maritime studies, as well as the establishment of a Nigerian Maritime University and Nimasa Shipyard and Dockyard in Okerenkoko and Nimasa Science and Technical College in Okoloba, Delta State.
Well, I'm very impressed with what the President Director General of Nimasa is doing, because they seem more focused and they feel very determined. And this is the first time that kind of innovation has come into the sector. So I commend the efforts of the present leadership of Nimasa. So I'm very proud of what I'm seeing.
The icing on his cake, and indeed a feather to his cap of achievements, was added during the historic groundbreaking ceremonies of the Maritime University and the Nimasa Shipyard and Dockyard in Okerenkoko, Delta State, performed by President Goodluck Jonathan, has kept accolades pouring in. With his stellar performance during his 4-year term, the news of his reappointment by the President Goodluck Jonathan administration for another 4-year term came as no surprise. For as the local parlance says, the reward for hard work is more work. The maritime community and indeed Nigerians are confident that Mr. Ziakere Patrick Akpobulukemi will consolidate on the gains recorded in the past 4 years and place the Nigerian maritime industry among the Committee of Nations.
Now, if you will recall, one of the major media events of the year 2014 was the ministerial platform, which took place in the nation's capital, Abuja. While presenting his scorecard at that event, the Honorable Minister of Transport, Senator Idris Umar, spoke at length about the radical transformations taking place in the various parastatals and agencies under his purview. Senator Umar also spoke at length at the level of progress being made by Nimasa in her bid to accelerate growth in the nation's maritime sector. Our waterways correspondent, Amanda Akpan, gave us that story.
Transportation is a pivot in which the economy of any nation revolves, because progress in other economic life of a country depends largely on the efficiency of this all-important sector. While presenting a scorecard at the recent ministerial press briefing in Abuja, the minister expressed satisfaction with the significant and radical improvements going on in his ministry and highlighted some of the groundbreaking initiatives being carried out by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa.
The first Nigerian Maritime University is being built in Okerenkoko in Delta State. The agency has also established maritime institutes in 4 Nigerian universities. 2 more institutes have been earmarked for the Federal University of Kasher in the state and Anambra State University.
Senator Idris, in his address, also informed the nation about the Nigerian Railway Corporation determination to rehabilitate over 90% of the existing narrow gauge lines throughout the country. This will form the first segment of the 25 years railway strategic vision. The Executive Director of Finance and Administration at Nimasa, Haruna Babaja, recommended the efforts of the federal government of Nigeria to rehabilitate the railway system.
That there have been a lot of progress, a lot of developments, and the common mass will eventually give the testimony of the impact of what this sector is doing. You know, the scorecard given, especially in the railways, you find out that the sector is diversifying, number of passengers are increasing, and thank God for the MD Railway who said that the fares are not high.
The minister was particularly happy with the transformation process taking place at the Nigerian Ports Authority, most especially the concession to private operators who are now responsible for all aspects of cargo handling operations and terminal upgrades. The introduction of the electronic payment solutions by NPA has reduced significantly the burden associated with payments for port services.
Before now, it was taking about 5 days for you to get the payment made, confirmed, and then you will send annual clearance of your residence. Today, it takes just some minutes.
The Minister of Transport also underscored some of the projects embarked upon by the Nigerian Shippers Council. He also spoke extensively on the substantial progress made by NIWA to deliver efficient intermodal transportation system by improving on navigable waterways that linked more than 20 states in the country. Still on the performance of the parastatals under his ministry, Senator Idris Umar spoke on the plan by the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Man Oron, to upgrade to a degree awarding institution. To this end, the institution has set up machinery to facilitate the smooth implementation of this lofty initiative. The sustenance of these key initiatives by the Transport Ministry will surely boost the nation's economy and fast-track the transformation agenda of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Nimasa this week, the authoritative voice in the maritime sector.
It's the first day of January 2015. You're still watching Nimasa this week, the official mouthpiece of the Nigerian maritime sector, and we will be back after the break.
Nigeria's dream of becoming a major maritime hub by the year 2020 is finally becoming a reality. With the realization of the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program set up by Nimasa to address the short to medium-term manpower requirements of the maritime sector, with a view to creating a large pool of Nigerian seafarers to meet local demands and also contributes to the manpower needs of international shipping. Since the commencement of the NSDP program in 2009, over 2,000 cadets have undergone training in maritime professional courses in various IMO-accredited maritime universities abroad. Through the 40-60 contributory ratio by Nimasa and the state governments of Ondo, Ekiti, Benue and Ebonyi states, the first set of NSDP cadets gained admission into the Arab Academy for Science, Technology and Maritime Transport in Alexandria, Egypt, to study marine engineering and nautical sciences, respectively. 4 years after, the vision of the NSDP program has become a success story. The first set of cadets graduated from the Arab Academy for Science, Technology and Maritime Transport in flying colors, having completed their sea-time training and received their certificate of competence. Speaking at the reception in honor of the graduating students, the CEO Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpoblakami, spoke on the reasons for the full sponsorship of the NSDP program by the agency.
Our vision is precise and simple. It's to create composite manpower today, tomorrow, to handle our cabotage trade and to export seafarers to any part of the world, such as the situation in the Philippines, such as the situation in South Korea, and other maritime involved nations. We have to go to towns and villages, the mass media, the internet, to inform our people, to inform Nigerians that this is a program. Come and subscribe to it. This is not a phantom program. This is not intended to defraud any person. This is intended to bring out the potentials of Nigeria.
reiterating the agency's commitment to provide a pool of qualified and well-trained professionals to man the nation's maritime industry. The Director General Nimasa assured stakeholders of the agency's readiness to provide sea-time training for the cadets after their academic training.
Embedded and entrenched in this program is the sea-time component, and we have taken a vow and a promise that any student that we have sent out of this country, we are going to find resources to provide sea-time training for that student.
The coordinator of the NSDP program, Mrs. Irene McFoy, attributed the success of the NSDP project to the doggedness of the Director General of Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobulakaimi. She, however, praised the Nigerian students for their outstanding performance in Egypt.
Nigerians, as a matter of fact, are brilliant people. You know, we're not just giants of Africa, but we are intellectually sound. We have a good foundation. Our schools are equal to the task. And our students proved that, because in their sets, the first 10 best students were all Nigerians. The same thing in the Philippines right now. The students are leading the class. Even in the United Kingdom, our students are doing very well.
Speaking on behalf of the parents of the graduating students, Mr. Felix Eyo describes this laudable achievement by Nimasa and the various state governments as fruitful.
As a parent, we are fully happy. We are very happy with the federal government of Nigeria. The collaboration between our state government and the federal government is yielding fruits, and that is why we have come here to celebrate today. We deeply appreciate what the state is doing. We call on other states that have not keyed into the program to do same, because this program, if it eventually materializes or eventually takes full ground, it will even take the place of oil as a major revenue yielding venture for Nigeria.
The high point of the event was the presentation of cash awards to the best overall students in nautical science and marine engineering. Speaking on behalf of the graduating students, one of the distinguished students spoke on some of the motivating factors that assisted in his coming out tops in his course. He, however, thanked the federal government, Nimasa, and the various state governments that keyed into the NSDP project.
Saw the effort, the vision of my great country and the effort of the Director General and my various states, and so I had to do what I had to do to make sure that their dreams come true. I'm very appreciative to the federal government and the Nigerian Maritime Administration, the DGs, and my state government. Without them, this program won't be possible.
With the realization of the NSDP program, Nimasa is indeed alive to its responsibilities in developing the composite manpower for the nation's maritime sector.
One of the high points in the year 2014 in the maritime sector was the establishment of the Nimasa Satellite Surveillance Center, as well as the acquisition of the ATR-42 aircraft by the Nigerian Air Force. Now, with these initiatives, Nimasa has been able to attain the full domain awareness of our maritime environment. To drive home the efficacy of these initiatives, as well as the significance of its synergy with the Nigerian Air Force, Nimasa organized a practical demonstration of these high-tech devices, as well as organized a tour aboard the ATR-42. Our correspondent Rachel Lubani covered this very auspicious event.
The day 2 of the event to celebrate the collaboration between the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa and the Nigerian Air Force NAF was the air show. Maritime operators, stakeholders and journalists converged on the Nigerian Air Force base on a tour of the ATR-42 Maritime Patrol aircraft to witness a practical demonstration of the capability of the high-tech equipment and the satellite surveillance system in fighting crime on the waterways. Flying as far as 1,500 feet above sea level, moving at 160 nautical miles, A technical member of the crew and the Director Shipping Development, Captain Waridi Eniswo, were on hand to explain the functionality of the equipment.
This is the live movie. As he's using his camera, we'll be watching here. He's not using it now because the speed of the aircraft is high now. Then we also have the video recorder. Grid situation is record everything you have. You can see Nimasa 19th August 14th.
Every ship has got its own unique identity. So that now tells you what ships are within the region. We have that same information on ground. But because you see this is an aircraft, there's limited amount of equipment you can carry. But out there on ground, we can carry all the books and all the paperwork and all the internet service and check whether legally those ships are supposed to be in our work.
The Director General and Chief Executive Officer Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobolokemi, talks about the MOU with the Air Force and the effectiveness of the facilities.
For the pirates, they should either repent or go elsewhere. For some other persons who are flouting our laws, days ahead are going to be so wrong for them. The world is electronic. We are going to combine all these facilities they have with what we have. The satellite system we have, the radar system we are building, and the sky is going to be the beginning, not the beginning. No, the collaboration has been ongoing. We just want the public to know this. That is why we are doing this today. We just want the world to know that we are not talking tigers, we are acting tigers.
Captain Waridi Eniswo shed more light on the capability of the aircraft and the satellite surveillance system.
Crime comes without warning. So we need speed. And in effect, this is it. So we need something that is going to quickly go out there, reference the situation and surprise the situation. And that's what this machine is meant for.
He also talks about the essence of the MOU.
Known for quite a whole lot of things, and once in a while it's negative. But however, now you can see that there is more positive to the negative. We want to ensure that people feel very safe to come and do business in our waters. And once people feel that things are very, very safe, it's going to increase jobs as well. So you can see that it's not just the crime aspect of it. It's also the economy that matters to us in this particular operation. People don't do businesses in unsafe environments. They do business in very safe environments, and that's what we are trying to do.
Group Captain Bakari, the Air Force Desk Officer for the Air Force Nimasa MOU, explains the workability of the collaboration.
Like earlier stated, we've had a long working relationship with Nimasa, and it has always been on Nimasa's request to ask the Air Force for assistance, which we've always offered. So in essence, what we've done today is just to formalize and make everything official. And I believe with this MOU, you would see more changes in terms of security and safety, positive changes in the maritime environment.
The head public relations Nimasa, Mr. Isichei Osangwi, further emphasizes the significance of the partnership.
The partnership will enable us to work together with this aircraft. We'll go out there at sea, complement what we have in terms of the surveillance, satellite surveillance equipment, and our relationship with the Navy, where we have the MOU. So you could see it's a whole mixture of several apparatus to fight the general belief of crime on our waters.
The event climaxed with a most spectacular sight as one of the aircraft pierced the skies, carrying the flag of the MOU between Nimasa and the Air Force.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor, Nimasa.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
And so we come to the end of this week's edition of our show, the New Year's edition. Now, people, it's the beginning of the year when people plan, project, and try to make projections into the future and look for brand new prospects. We tell you, the maritime sector is a veritable gold mine. Keep it a date with us on this show and we will be giving you insights on how to take advantage. Now, let safety and security be our watchword as we begin our journey into the year 2015. Not just safety on our airways and motorways, but also on our waterways. I'm going to be here, same time, same station next week. Once again, this is Iretiola Doyle signing off. See you then.